Hi yellow learners, welcome back to the yellow lane YouTube channel, and in today's video this is what we're going to be making a prototype of using cardboard papers. So this is the cardboard paper we're going to be using. I've already drafted the basic pattern. That's the front, the base, and the back, or the back, the base, and the front, anyhow you wish to put it, but this is the basic pattern that we're going to be using. So having this pattern, I'm going to fold into two. That's the longest side of it. I'm going to fold into two so that I can have half of the base and either the front or the back to work with, so that whatever pattern we draft from one is going to reflect on the other. Then from the baseline, I'm going to take 6 inches to the top. So from the baseline, 6 inches to the top, and from the side I've taken 1.5 inches. Then you're going to mark the midpoint of the line. So the line is to connect at a midpoint. Those two lines that you just marked, they are to connect at a midpoint. So we're still going to have a line to help us find that midpoint where they are to meet. And so you connect the lines in a slanted way. Okay, so note that we are trying to replicate a bag that was made by another designer, so we just have to find ways to ensure that we get what they have there. So I'm not the original creator of the bag, so I'm just trying to replicate it and give you a way to go about the pattern. So you're going to take a curved object like the cover of a bottle, and you're going to use it to make a curve on those sharp corners, those edges. So same thing for the meeting point of the lines as well. I'm going to make sure you curve that. So looking at it, I felt that the 6 inches we took from the bottom is a little bit too low, so I'm increasing it to 6.5. So that means I added half an inch at the top, and I'm going to go over the process again, curve that point and make it meet with the slanted line. And we're going to cut out what we have there. So when you cut out what you have drafted and it doesn't look like what you want it to be, you can go ahead to still make some adjustments. And thankfully this is a paper, so you can always, it's a resource that is not so expensive, that you can always take another paper and draft other patterns, or also manipulate what you've already drafted so that you get exactly what you want. Once you're done and you have what you need, you're going to fold to the other side, just the way I'm doing it in this video, so that whatever you drafted on one side, you can draft it on the other side and it's going to be accurate. So instead of having to draft it all over again, because some of the things we did were freehand sketch, so you may not be able to get that accurately on the other side of the bag, so you just take one part and use it to do the second, to do the rest. Once you've brought out the shape on the two ends, so this is what you're going to have, then we're going to define the base. So the line where we made for the base, you're just going to define it the way I'm doing it. Okay, so it's now looking more like a bag where you have the front, the base, the back. Then you're going to take a nail pattern for the bottom part of the bag. So there's a detail on the bottom part of the bag, and we're going to have to drop that detail on a nail pattern. So you place the base of your main pattern on the nail paper, pattern paper, so just the base, and you're going to mark that baseline. So notice that I have allowance on either sides of the base, that's on the nail pattern, such that after drafting the pattern line, that's after bringing out the points, the base on the nail pattern, I still have some leftovers that I can use to make the pattern I want to make for the base of the bag. So I have about 1.5 inch on each side. So once you bring the base together with this, you're going to mark exactly where the pattern paper gets to. That's the width, the wideness of the pattern, which is 10 inches. So I just use the pattern to mark that on the new pattern I'm making. So I have 1.5 inch, about 1.5 inch on that end. That is what I'm going to use to draft the detail that is going to be showing on the front part of the bag, as on the front and on the back. So that I can have it accurate, I'll just fold it into two. I'll take 2.5 inches from the midpoint, and using my freehand, I'm just going to sketch what I believe is on the main image of that bag. So once we've drafted that out and it looks like what you want to be on the pattern of your bag, then you're going to cut that out. So you trace it and cut it out where you think it should be. Then once you're done with that, you're going to fold it the other way. Ensure that the lines, that's the line for the base, the both of them, they are aligned, okay, so that you're getting the exact midpoint of the base line. And you're going to cut this new pattern, this extra pattern, on the other side. Once you're done doing that, you're going to glue the new pattern to the base of the bag. Okay, so I'm going to align the lines, that's the base line, to meet with the one that I drafted on the green pattern paper. So you can see that I'm just slowly moving it in so that the lines are aligned with each other. So I'm going to do that on both sides, on the both ends. Make sure the lines are mixing up, like the lines are well aligned, and just gum that together. Okay, so that's for the base. Then for the part that is going to fall on the front and the back, I'm ensuring that I'm defining the pattern, right? I'm bending it so that the new pattern, the base, is going to follow that bend. So I'm going to apply glue again and gum it, and that's what I have done here. So it's easy, it's flexible for me to fold because I made sure that the green pattern followed the pink, and that was while folding. So once you're done with that, you're going to take a new pattern paper and you're going to draw the entire pattern out on the new pattern, as you're going to trace it out. I'm going to trace out the shape on the new pattern. I'm going to do that around. So this is what you're going to have. You can see the shape, and we're going to create a border around the lines inward. So you can choose whatever measurements you want, half inch, 0.75, whichever measurements you want. So I've already done the border here, and I'm just showing you that the pattern fits exactly the size of the initial pattern that we had. Then from that corner to that point where I marked the straight line, it is just 1 inch. I used 1 inch from that point. So we are going to cut out the inward part. You're going to cut away the inward part that's following the border line that you created. Just cut away the inward part, and this is what you're going to have here. So in case you're wondering which part of the bag is this, so this is the part of the bag that we just cut out. Now you can see where it serves as. So that is what this is going to represent on the bag. So I'm using different colors of patterns so that you can see it clearly, right? Because this is a digital video, this is a video, so you can see it clearly. Because if I use the same color, everything is going to blend. So I've fixed the handle. The handle is pretty plain. It's just 4 inches different from 4 inches distance, and I've also gummed the overlay. I've gummed it round on the pattern. So you're going to take the measurements of what you have, that's from inwards. That's the pattern where the zip is going to be. So you can see from where I'm taking the measurement from. So whatever you have there, you're going to measure it in the middle of your pattern. So that's what I have in the middle of the pattern here, 8 inches. Then for the part of the bag that is going to fall, that's going to hold the zip and fall over, I'm using 5 inches for that. So that is what I have before and after the pattern. And for the width of the pattern, I have 3 inches. So in the middle of that, there's going to be the zip. So for the zip, you're going to take where you want the zip to get to, and then you're going to mark 0.25 inwards, because the zip is going to be 0.5 inches. But since we folded this pattern, so you just take 0.25 inches inwards, and then you draw the line to where you want your zip to get to. So you're going to cut that out. So this is 0.25 inwards, and you can see that I have extra patterns that's after the one in the middle, after the 8 inches. So I have 5 inches to the left and 5 inches to the right. Those are the ones that are going to hold the zip to make it fall, just like the image we have. So this is what it looks like. Then for the distance to the end, to the tip, I've curved it with a curved object, so you can see. So I marked 0.75 for that, 0.75, and I curved it. So where it meets with that 8 inches line, I curved it, and at the bottom as well, I curved it. So I just used the cover of the bottle that we used earlier to curve that aspect. So you're just going to trim it out. So the distance from the midpoint, that's from the middle where we folded, to this line that I'm cutting out, is 0.75 inches. That's just the distance, 0.75 inches. That's on fold though. That's as I folded it, is 0.75 inches. That means once you open it, what you're going to have is 1.5 inches. But on fold, it was 0.75, and I used the cover of the bottle to curve the edges. So this is what I have. So this middle part is the one that is going to slip on that overlay that we have, just like this. Okay, that's how that is going to be. So before we fix the zip holder, that's the zip panel. Now what we just finished is the zip panel. This is the gusset that we're going to be using. So we're going to fix the gusset on the bag, and we're going to start from the midpoint. So I've applied glue to the gusset, and the gusset is going to be underneath the overlay. Okay, underneath that border that we just made, that's where the gusset is going to be. So I've kind of gummed the overlay in a way that even the gusset is not even entering into the middle again. So you can of course put your gusset before you put the overlay on it, that also works. But here I'm just doing the gusset after the overlay. So carefully fix the gusset on the panel of the bag, and then you just use the border to cover it. That overlay it on the gusset as well to cover it up, and this is what you're going to have by the time you're done. So you're going to fix the second side as well, and here I fixed the second side for the gusset. So I've also applied gum to the zip panel. So you're going to tuck the zip panel in just the way we tucked the gusset into the overlay or into the border, whichever one you choose to call it. Then you can also do that. You also do that for the zip panel. And for the second part as well, you also do that. So if you're interested in learning how to make real bags, not just paper prototypes, then you're looking to join the handbag construction class. In that class, we teach you how to draft patterns, how to prototype them just like this, and how to convert them into real bags using real materials, hardware, accessories, etc., so that you can make bags like a pro. So pattern is not going to be your problem, prototyping is not going to be your problem, and making real bags that you can sell, that is definitely not going to be your problem as well when you join the handbag construction class. So thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more videos.